This is Darren Long from Delta Harbour Assets, and I wanted to make a small post on our YouTube channel to just bring everybody up to speed on this whole issue of bullion premiums. Now, typically, when you go to buy a bar of gold and silver prior to the pandemic, and for the most part for the last 17 years, with the exception of just a few months here and there, premiums for bullion bring the final price you pay for a bar of silver, 100-ounce bar, 10-ounce bar, 1-ounce bar, in gold kilos, 1 ounce, 10 ounce, whatever it is you're buying. Premiums keep the product very close typically to spot, but they allow the dealers to add their small markup, and they account for certain costs which are associated to shipping and insurance and little things like that, where dealer wholesale profit margins and those things get usually planted. Now, enter COVID-19 and the entire pandemic the world has been faced with, and the challenge of certain industries, and in particular mining industries, and you get a year of what has resulted in high premiums, supply demand imbalances, and more recently in the silver market in particular, increase in demand for small bullion products. And lo and behold, accompanied with the guidance that we've been given by the mints, the Royal Canadian Mint in particular here in Canada, the US Mint, and the mints around the world, as well as what we've seen and witnessed in terms of the slowdowns in the pace of fabrication for the big Swiss providers of bullion and PAMP and Felgambi and Argor Harus and others. It's no doubt that this has led to a condition of much higher premiums, where instead of paying, $1 or $2 over spot price, maybe even less depending on the size of bar you're buying, the bigger, usually the smaller, you're now paying $3, $4, $5, $6 premiums above and beyond spot price. So that's fine. If you're a long-term buyer and you want to do that, it's perfectly okay. You can see above. In fact, I would say after price checking about 10 of our competitors, big and small, here in Canada and the US, we do have among the best, lowest premiums in the marketplace. So please do take a look. And if you want to open up an account, it's easy to do. That being said, this weekend we did a webinar, this past weekend we did a webinar with the CEO of Precious Metals International, a partner that we have worked with for the last 17 years in the bullion industry. And in that webinar, we discussed what is called bulk bullion. Now, we've posted that webinar to our YouTube channel, so please, if you're subscribed to it, you already know. If you haven't, please hit the like and subscribe button and go and see that video on bulk bullion. Essentially, what we did was we tackled the issue of higher premiums. Bulk bullion, in its essence, is physical metal that you can buy in the form of silver, gold, platinum, or palladium. It can be bought in 1 ounce increments, whether you own 100, 1,000, 10,000 ounces of a particular metal. It trades in all worldwide markets, and it's 100% physical. It's insured, and it's stored within the finest storage facilities that we can find. Here in Canada, predominantly in IDS and Brinks. In the US, IDS, Brinks, other storage facilities, SWP in the Cayman Islands, among others that we have access to, where we can put store product in jurisdictions that are stable. So if you're watching this video, that's an important part of storage that we'll talk about another time. Now, how does that benefit you from a premium standpoint? Well, the product that's in the bulk bullion accounts stays there, and it's accounted for and audited on a regular basis. So that product is basically going to be used to offer you, the client, exposure to silver or gold, but not the obligation to take it in the higher premiumed 100 ounce, 10 ounce, 1 kilo bar forms. So you're just getting silver or gold. You have an online account, a dashboard, and you can take delivery of your product anytime you want. But except while it's going up in price and while you're participating, you're given the opportunity to participate without those high premiums. It's very close to spot. I think the example we showed in the webinar discussed how you can save up to about 74, 75% on your premiums, which make this a very cost-effective way to participate in the market. especially for those that don't want to be bothered by logistics or transporting silver, very, very bulky silver, heavy silver, home and back and forth, and trying to find safe storage and then insuring the product on your own. This is all inclusive within this account and this style of ownership. And again, being able to trade 1 to 1 on 1 ounce in 1 ounce increments the world over throughout all the world markets, not just during New York time or in the overnight markets and other markets. This is all the time. We're able to use tools at our disposal for this account in the form of stops on the buy and sell side and other different types of market mechanisms and tools that will ensure we get a decent price for our product. So I would certainly encourage it. And I certainly know that over the last 17 years, thousands of accounts have come through Delta with PMI's help. And, that's that webinar that we did just talked about it. And so I highly encourage you to go and see it because premiums are here to stay for the foreseeable future. They're not going to come down to anything that was close to what they were prior to the onset of COVID-19. Now, when we're talking about that, and I'll go and just show it here for a minute, this is our YouTube channel, and there is the presentation on it, about 13 minutes. We talk about it being real, not pooled, not certificates or any other type of paper derivative. The bullion you purchase is owned entirely by you, and as I said, it's 1 to 1 ounces. And if you want to see an example of pricing difference, well, there it is. You can see on the one hand, a 100-ounce bar is going to cost you roughly $30 and change US, about $38 given today's exchange rate in Canadian terms for our Canadian viewers. But using bulk bullion, that same ounce could be as little as $26.46. On the Canadian side, as little as $33.34. And what it does is essentially it means as this market is moving up using a bulk bullion account, you're able to buy and sell a lot more frequently if you so choose. More recently, we saw the price of silver last year go up to $30 an ounce, and more recently up to 29. Those pullbacks to 24 under normal circumstances can't be taken advantage of by normal holders of bullion. So when you're buying and selling 10-ounce, 100-ounce silver bars, you really can't take advantage of those blips in the marketplace because you have a premium to sell and then the premium to buy back, which means you need an $8 or $9 move just to be successful when you're trying to do that. With bulk bullion accounts, the driver's seat is yours. You share it with no one. You get to make the decisions. You get to hold the steering wheel. You get to decide, along with the expertise of Delta, when you want to buy and sell. And the turnaround means you need a whole lot less than normal when you want to take advantage of those moves. So I highly recommend looking into it. We want to keep premiums low, and our mission here at Delta is pretty simple. Usually when you go to a dealer, you can get quality, service, and price, but you can't get all three. Here at Delta, you get all three. It is our mission to give that to you, the buyer. And right now, and for the foreseeable future, we've had a special bonus. For everyone that comes in, that opens up an account with Delta, their first purchase, big or small, short or tall, we will throw in a little extra that will come with your shipment direct to your door. Shipping is not that expensive, and orders over 1,000 are free anywhere in North America. So we will take care of you the Delta way with the Delta difference. And I wanted to make sure that our listeners and viewers had the chance to know that if premiums are a concern for you, there are alternative ways to own physical precious metals, and you can do it through Delta, the bulk account. So again, I want to thank you for your time, and hopefully we'll talk to you soon. If you have questions, please go over to the website, deltaharbor.com. That's harbor with a U. And you can give us a call anytime. We'd be happy to take your call. Thanks for viewing, and as always, stay safe and stay prosperous.